Yo, 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 what's going on? You now tuned in to Talk That Shit. This is our first episode in our new web show. This is Tom.
It's Al. What's going on?
We here right now. Just introducing you guys to ourselves real quick. My name is Tom. I'm 28 years old, born and raised in New York City. I'm in the construction business. I have a daughter. I'm into music, sports, you know, just basic real shit.
Yo, my name's Alejandro, really, but they call me Al for short. Some people don't like to pronounce that. But if anybody watching this that actually knows me, pretty much grew up in New York City, Queens my whole life. But just into just normal shit, hip hop, a little bit of politics here and there, I guess, or just regular day-to-day issues that basically affect people, just regular working class community, and just here to talk some shit, man. That's what the point is. Talk that shit.
Yeah, talk that shit, man. We basically here to talk real shit, bullshit, funny shit, just
Might not agree with most of the shit we talk about.
word.
A lot of shit we don't agree with most people talk about either too. Not most people, but there's nothing wrong with people not agreeing with what we believe, or our beliefs, or just our opinion of things. But we trying to basically touch on just race and not race, but the issue
Culture.
of
Just basically everyday shit that people go through, because like I said, we grew up in New York City, so it's just everything. There's so many different things around us that people go through. So we just gonna take it from our state of mind, how we feel about it. So the biggest topic I feel that's going on right now is just politics. I mean, it's hard to put it in such a category like politics that sounds so broad and whatnot, but that's really what's going on right now. So everybody's talking about we got President Trump.
So what's your view on that? How you feel about Trump?
I think he's a fucking clown. Like straight up. He's a clown, he's a con man. He tried to bring, like, everything that he spoke about, tried to make you believe, not you in particular, but his supporters, tried to make his supporters believe that he was different than the average politician, per se.
Yeah.
And that was his biggest thing. I'm not going to be the politician. I'm going to do good for America. And, like, even when he was spitting that shit, I'm like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
What are you going to do good for us that nobody else has done?
Yeah. I mean, I look at it like, for me personally, I'm not too informed on the political side of things. I'm not really too into politics myself. But I've noticed what the transition of coming from President Obama to Donald Trump, and seeing pretty much what we had, like, who to vote for. Really, Hillary, we already know what Hillary was going on. They had so much bad shit talk about her, so much proof that she was a fucking,
She was the worst
lying,
candidate you could've
conniving fucking person, filthy politician. So we really didn't have much of a choice. I like Bernie Sanders when he first, but I mean, really, in the society we live in today,
The Democratic Party just blew it.
Yeah.
In terms of who they picked to run against Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Because Hillary was the worst candidate you could have even put. Like, me personally, if you gotta put Trump and Hillary, I'm gonna pick the lesser of two evils, in my opinion, which is Hillary. But you gotta think about the broader spectrum of things.
Yeah.
When you look at people and they gonna see all the corruption that Hillary has on her resume, and
I mean, I look at
automatically they gonna run to Trump because he's the prototypical.
I just look at it like really, like, all politicians are filthy to me. Like, I don't think there's
that's
no.
what I'm saying. Like, Trump made it feel like he was anti-politician.
But one thing I can say is, I saw some ugly shit with America, and it's disgusting still to this day. All this dividing, and even saying Mexican, trying to build a wall for Mexico. What are you talking? Do you know that we stole their land? This is all stolen land. How are you gonna even own anything? We don't own shit.
Nothing. This is not.
How are
our
you
land.
gonna say that you can't let somebody. That's ridiculous.
Nah.
The backbone of this country.
Everything that came in this country, like to go from what you was just about to say, came from immigrants. No matter what.
He comes from an immigrant. We're all immigrants here. There's not a is Trump a Native American? No.
Nah.
We done wiped them out, man. What, we gave them some casinos and that's the reparations?
It's bullshit.
Like,
they still trying to build construction and pipes on sacred, quote unquote, sacred land that the Native Americans are supposed to have sacred to their hearts. And they still don't even have that. That's still not even at peace.
Nah,
right now.
First of all, this is supposed to be the land of the free. But you buy property on this land of the free. You can't even do nothing. There's certain things you can't even do to your property unless you have permission from the city or you pay taxes.
Paying taxes.
So really,
what you do.
We're going a little off base, but really, that's what I saw with America, where it was like people that I know my whole life. I saw them supporting this man and saying some ugly shit and really causing this division with us. We're all human beings.
Listen, I've seen families torn apart. Like me in particular, like I have family members, like close family members that I love, like to the death, and they go for Trump. And it's like it's hard to like sit there and say every Trump supporter is a racist, but like if you're defending what he says, and most of the shit that he says is racist stuff.
Yeah, this is facts.
He's being a prejudice.
He's
being
facts.
a prejudice against certain religions.
You're putting bans. You're putting bans on certain countries from entering because you're saying because these are high frequent terrorist activities. You cannot blame everybody for other people's actions.
You know the funny thing about that is, you know, all the I think it was seven countries that he put on the ban list. All of them, he has no.
Yeah, he doesn't
he has no business affiliation.
And the ones that he does,
and mind you,
they can
the
still
ones
travel.
the ones that he put on the ban list, they've never had an attack on American soil. And he didn't do Saudi Arabia or Afghanistan, which is the one who's supposedly responsible for 9/11, but they're not on his ban list because he has property, he has business connections to them.
That's like you were saying a little while ago about him being a con man.
He's a con man.
It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. Everything, in my opinion, is sort of like a, let's just put this person in front of you, make you feel like things are actually going to change. It's so hard for a president to come in one term and actually make significant changes. What Obama tried to do with Obamacare, he was trying to make a change that was going to happen in the future. It wasn't going to happen right now. It was something that was slowly going to progress into something that it was going to be a medical system, an insurance for medical. It's ridiculous how insurance is so ridiculously hard to get.
And only America is that. You know how many countries out there you can go get free healthcare?
Free healthcare.
You sick, you go to the doctor, you gotta worry about shit.
So much taxes, bro. So much.
Everything. And the thing with the Obamacare right now, one of Trump's biggest promises to his people was, I'm a repeal, and there was another word he said. Repeal was I'm gonna repeal Obamacare within 30 days.
Yeah.
That's quote.
Now he's
That's
denying,
word for word.
Denying all
Talking
that.
about saying, "Oh, I never said I was gonna do it in 30 days. I knew it was gonna be a long process." And that's bullshit. And his own Republican people in Congress are not going for it because they know once he repeals Obamacare, there's gonna be millions of people without health care, and it's gonna be a disaster. Listen, you can say what the fuck you want about Obamacare, but there's so many people now are insured, and they're able to get their health care.
This was a joke gone wrong. This is what it was, America. Because in the end of the day, when Trump ran for office, I was just like, man, this is funny. Like it was fun. It was entertaining. I didn't think it was nothing.
Clown, yo.
And there was, and I watched footage. I watched actually Joe Rogan's podcast, old podcast. He was talking about when Trump was running, and Trump was already. And I'm watching it after Trump is in office. And he broke it down like it's a joke, like it ain't gonna happen. and we're living in a
That's
time.
what we all thought. I remember
We're
saying to
living in this
myself
time.
specifically, I'm like, he's run. Oh, this is just for show.
Donald
this is
Trump
just to get some
is our fucking
some
president.
views on TV, some ratings, whatnot. But yo, right now, this day, Donald Trump is our president.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to say,
And-
bro. You got the same dude that Stone Cold Steve Austin stunned on WWF. Gave him the Stone Cold Stunner. And he's fucking running
You got
the
the
United States of
apprentice.
America.
You got them up. Listen,
Some shit,
I'm
bro.
listen. I know. I'm a little white dude, but I'm first generation Dominican. My mother was born in Dominican Republic. Everybody before that was born in Dominican Republic. First generation. Now, and I've seen when Obama won, and I've seen racist people, and I've seen both sides, because racist people aren't afraid to show that side to me because they assume I'm white if they don't know me personally. So I get that from racist people. They will talk to me and they'll say things, and it's disgusting. And it's just like, if I can't be fake, because deep down inside I know who I am, and I know just because I look like this doesn't mean that I am that. And I'll never be an imposter and think, oh well, I'm gonna act like I'm white. No, I know who the fuck I am, and I know all of us are
Even
fucking
being white has
immigrants.
nothing to do with
Doesn't
white.
mean, even if you're white, there's many white people I know that do not think like that, that aren't like you. One of my fucking childhood friends, one of my closest friends. You know, you.
Cause I'm white, I hear it all the time. I'm at work with mostly white people, and they're talking shit, this and that. Oh, like just derogatory comments about minorities and stuff. And I'm like, oh, first of all, I don't like to hear that shit. My daughter's half black. My daughter's biracial, so I cut it off right there. I don't want to hear none of your shit. I don't give a fuck what you have to say.
Yep.
You have your own views. Don't say it around me, please. Don't.
Exactly. Because
I don't
you
wanna
have
hear
your daughter is.
Not only is my daughter biracial, I have interracial marriages in my own family. My aunts and uncles, most of them are married to other races, and I've seen diversity my whole life. So I'm never stuck in this one little box where it's just, oh, white people.
I mean,
white
listen.
people,
Let's just break it like realistically. I don't blame anybody. A lot of it is ignorance. I understand that.
Yeah.
When you don't know something, you're gonna
The thing that
listen.
pisses me off about that is like I don't blame you if you're living in fucking Idaho, Montana, where all you've ever seen in your whole life is white people.
Yeah.
You've never seen a black person in your life. So all you hear about black people is what you see on TV. Them getting arrested, them doing this, them doing that. So that's all you know. You don't hear the good about it. You don't see that every black person is not like that.
Well, listen.
But here in New York City,
realistically-
it's very hard to see somebody who feels that way.
Society has a very big influence on the way people think, and what society has done for as long as anybody can remember is it showed white good, black bad, and that's really what it, and then anything in between.
That's what I'm saying. But if
is
you're
like,
living in New York City, where we at right now, you've seen
we're very diverse.
You've seen the
It's
good
a
in
very
everybody.
diverse city.
You've seen the good in everybody. So why can you still have that mindset? Like I said before, if you're in a town where you've never been around black people and all you see is what's on TV,
I
what
don't
they
think the
portray.
problem too much is in New York City. I mean, when I went to Pennsylvania, that's a Trump state. That's when I actually saw, like, wow, like I felt like we're in 2017.
That's real. Remember, we went to
racism.
PA for my birthday.
Yeah.
We was driving, and all you see
is Trump signs,
Make
Trump
America
signs,
great
Trump
again,
signs.
Trump Pence, and
And I don't, honestly, in my personal life, I don't like to talk politics with people because it's a very controversial subject, and I'm very, like, liberal. I'm just like, listen, man, we're all equal, man. Who the fuck cares? All this separation with religion and race, that's all to separate us. That's all it is, in my mind. That's how I look at it. It's like, he's Muslim, I don't mess with him. You know what people think about Muslims? They categorize Muslims as terrorists. It's a terrorist group. They're disgusting. They rape people. You don't know. That's bullshit.
If you know the root of Islam, and like listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I know everything about Islam, but I know one thing for sure is that Islam is based on a religion of peace. That's one thing I know. You have your radicalists, which are the terrorists. But let's be honest. There's radicalists in every type of religion. There's radical Christians. Perfect example, the KKK. Are you gonna exemplify every white Catholic as a KKK person?
Yeah.
No.
That's
so why would
that's,
you do that
but that's
for the
what,
same thing as a Muslim?
That's what's white. That's what white privilege is. That's the facts. And the minute that you're born minority or black or anything besides white, you're basically everything is going to be a little bit tougher for you. The climb is going to be a little harder. And you know who's a great comedian that I love, that the way he describes politics and racism and everything about the country? Chris Rock. He had that one skit where he talks about that his he lives in a neighborhood that there's only 3 black people. It was Mary J. Blige and like I don't know who else. It was like some famous ass black dude, right? I think it was like Denzel or some shit. And he said his neighbor was a fucking dentist. So he said if his neighbor was a black dentist, he would have had to invent teeth to live in his neighborhood, because every single black person that lived in that neighborhood was extreme. There was like superstars. So you're seeing
anyone who lived there was either
exactly
like an actor
so
or
now,
a movie star.
The oppression and everything that's ever been done to minorities and anything, black people, everybody's behind. They're behind as far as economically. They're not established as people with wealth from years and years and years. Mm-hmm. So that's why a dentist could live in this crazy neighborhood, because their family is a family of wealth. They have established wealth. They have economically, they're fine. They don't have to worry. All they just need is a good profession. So now you're saying to me, and when you have people, the worst thing that I hate is when a person says, get over it, get over slavery, get over this, get over the oppression. That doesn't exist no more. That is bullshit. That is bullshit.
You don't say that to a Jewish person, though?
No.
You don't tell a Jewish person to get over the Holocaust?
No. That's very controversial, but in the end of the day...
Yo, that's just the way it is,
yeah,
man.
It's...
Straight up.
It gets me a little angry just thinking about how people don't realize that it still exists. It's still a very big issue.
You gotta remember, people talk about slavery like it was thousands of years ago. Get over it.
Yeah.
Bro, this shit was going on just
a few generations.
A couple hundred years ago, maybe.
This is not a few generations back. You can literally count generations to say my great grandma.
1860s. You got 150 years, bro. That's 2 grandmothers ago. Your grandmother's 75. Double that.
So you understand that there's a lot of
not to mention
resentment
in the 50s and the 60s.
There's a lot of resentment there.
Past century.
People gonna feel resentful. It's not easy. It's not easy to just say, I'm gonna let that go.
The thing that pisses me off most, like you said, about when people, like me as a white person, I can never, ever tell a black person to say, get over it. Because I don't know what you've been through. I don't know what your grandmother went through.
Don't know.
I can never put myself in your shoes. So for me to say, oh, it's not that bad to be black. Oh, you don't get stopped every day by police. If you get stopped by police, I bet you it's for a reason. Who am I to say that? I've never been in that predicament. I don't know. No, so I can never say that.
And that's another thing you said. It's so perfect what you're saying. How they dehumanize. Like, how are you gonna tell me these kids are dying, getting shot? You know what they do? They say, let's look at this fucking guy's criminal record that got shot.
Let's give them a reason.
Let's look at his record. Oh my God, but he's been arrested 50 times. It doesn't matter. This is a human being. You killed a human being with a family.
God forbid you kill a cop.
It's over. That's it. Oh my God, this guy, he's a cop killer.
They're throwing the book at you.
It's a human. It don't matter what label you have.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the cop deserves to die. Nobody deserves to die. But you need to have justice. Regardless, the difference is a cop will get his justice because the person that killed that cop is gonna get sent to jail for a long time.
What's wrong is
that
wrong.
Cop that killed that little black kid in the street, he gonna get off. Maybe suspension.
What's wrong is wrong.
Suspension without pay. Maybe suspension with pay.
We don't know how these people feel. Losing your family members cold-blooded, and then you get mad when there's a community that hate cops. They seeing their brothers dying. They seeing their sisters dying. Of course you're gonna hate a cop. You're gonna have love for people that's killing your people.
That's all you see. All you see every day is your friends, your brothers, your cousins.
Sympathize.
Everything. Your mother, your father getting stopped by police for nothing.
Let's
think outside the box.
Humans.
Think outside the box, man. Don't stop thinking about what the fuck is inside where you at.
Let's sympathize as humans.
Think about
We all
everybody
humans.
else, man.
I have sympathy for everybody, and I sympathize. And what I do usually is I try to put myself in anybody's shoes. So if you make a mistake, I even try to put myself in your shoes and say, why would he do that? Maybe let me understand, where did he come from, his upbringing. You know, and like I said, a lot of it is ignorance. We don't give the chance to actually get to know somebody from, you know, inside, and actually give them a chance, because we're just looking at the exterior and we're just like, oh no, like you're.
See, ignorance could go both ways too. It's not just white people who have
Nah,
ignorance.
it's
I've seen. Listen, I've dealt with
Yeah,
it myself. People
yeah.
look at me as a white person. Oh, you're racist. Or
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
understand what I. You're right. You're absolutely right. I can't physically understand what you go through, but I will sympathize for it,
Yeah.
and I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't.
Yeah, like listen,
Like
at
it
the end of
happens all the
day,
time.
There's racism.
There's ignorance in
There's
every
ignorance on
single
all
race.
angles, and there's also self-hate, and this is what society has done to people. Society has made people hate themselves. Society has made the young black kid look in the mirror and say he doesn't even like himself, because society tells him he's bad. So even their own,
Right off the bat.
amongst ourselves, we're being racist with ourselves. This is what society does to us, and it's fucked up. Really, we should be uniting and bringing ourselves up. And
You
if
would
you
think
see
in
somebody,
2017.
yeah, like there was that video with the guy that stopped the kids from fighting, and he.
Oh, that
and
was a great
this
video,
is
man.
this is
that
what we're
was beautiful.
supposed to be doing: spreading love, spreading wisdom, teaching our young kids to go the right way. We ain't supposed to be. Come on, man. We spreading hate out here, man. That's what we spreading. We spreading a bunch of hate.
And a lot
Division.
of people are so worried, like we spoke about it before, worried about the cops. That's one thing to worry about, absolutely. But you also got to worry about what's inside your community. What can you do to fix what's going on with the people you see every day?
Exactly.
It's bad enough you got to worry about the cops and everyone else that's outside your neighborhood, but take care of what's inside first. That's the biggest
It's
thing,
real,
man.
Like we just. It's just generations of doing the same thing that our own parents did to us. If we, as a minority group, or as a group of Latinos, black, if we're noticing the pattern of our fathers not being there, it doesn't mean we have to do the same thing when we have the opportunity to have our kids. We should show our kids better than what we were shown. I've seen shit like, I've seen guys that had a kid and he said, well, I didn't have a dad, so I gotta be a dad. That is the worst mentality. We're supposed to be better. We're supposed to be better examples. If your dad was a piece of shit, that don't mean you gotta be a piece of shit.
That should give you more of a reason.
It should, and then
be better.
and some of us are lucky. Some of us have great parents.
Me personally, I came up from both parents.
Great
My father
parents.
was there all the time, which gave me motivation to
His
be there.
dad, by
for
the way,
me.
is an OG. Funny motherfucker.
It gave
he's
me
a good
motivation
dude.
to be a good father. Like I learned everything from him. Like to be a father, being there every day, no matter what obstacles you go through in your life, work, fucking just everything with everyday
It's
life.
like
man.
you said, man. It starts at home in
It
the
starts at
community.
home.
It
Fix
start-
what's
it's-
in,
it's-
fix what's within. So I
Exactly.
knew from the get, as soon as I had my daughter when I was 21 years old, and I wasn't ready to have a kid at the time, but I knew I had no choice. Like that's your kid.
And that's another
Can't-
thing,
you
man.
Can't
Just
leave her. In my opinion, in my case, was a female. You cannot leave her out there by herself,
yeah,
no matter what. And
yeah, and
I learned from my father.
you're
like,
good. You're
being
good. You're a
parent.
good dad, and that's a good thing. Like I see it. Everybody sees it.
And all the kids out there, all the kids that's fathers out there, it's not an excuse to say that your dad wasn't there. Like
Yeah.
I said, that should give you more motivation. I'm gonna be better than
And
you.
also, you know what? And a lot of it, if you are going through something, you really, man, and I know it sounds corny, but love yourself, man. Really. And this is this is a message to these people that don't wanna, that feel like, oh, let me do the same thing. Love yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Love yourself. Love your
It's not
family.
an
Love.
excuse, bro.
Don't let society tell you. Don't let society bring you down and make you think that you ain't worth shit. No matter, we all worth something. We all lives matter, man. Everybody. It's not just one type of people that matters. Everybody matters. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. worth. You gotta
Listen, when we say all lives matter, we really mean it. You got these fucking people opposing Black Lives Matter, talking about all lives matter. They're them same people that don't want the Syrian refugees
I don't
that's
mean
coming out
that.
here.
I don't
them,
mean
them the
that.
same people that's justifying killing black people out there.
Nah, see, I honestly, I feel like it's corny that people was against the all Black Lives Matter, because you're like, yo, you give these people something. Anytime they try to do something, you try to take it away.
I seen some funny ass shit though, like in comparison to like people saying all lives matter opposed to Black Lives Matter. That's like you at a cancer walk. You know, you have the AIDS walk and shit. That's like you at the AIDS walk.
What about cancer?
And somebody comes up and says, "But cancer's cool too." Like come on,
but that's
yo,
what I'm saying.
You
like
working for
that's,
AIDS, like let it be them.
Yeah, that's the
Like,
level.
We're not
of
saying
petty.
that cancer's doesn't kill.
Yeah.
We're not saying that diabetes doesn't kill, but we talking about AIDS right now.
Yeah, and what's happening is
Like,
there's
stop.
black kids dying, black men dying, black women dying, black girls dying, and so they can't have a fucking movement.
They're not saying that nobody else matters. They trying to say, yo, we matter. Give us justice. That's all we want is justice.
No matter what you do,
That's all they saying.
in this society
Let
nowadays.
them rock. Let them express themselves.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Everything you got to be politically correct. Everything has to be. You have to like tippy toe around the way you say things because you don't want to offend certain people. It's tough nowadays, man. We try like literally seeing everything from social media and the way people. It's like, man. It's just people just argue to argue. I feel like. You know, we getting close to wrapping it up, but
Cut it at 30.
listen, we we got some shit to talk. This is our first episode.
Yeah, listen, man.
You know,
Follow the channel, please. Drop your comments. We willing to talk about anything. We willing to hear feedback, positive, negative. You want to ask us some questions about topics that you want our opinion on. We're open-minded.
We're
talking about anything.
Obviously, like I said, it's the first episode. We just honestly, it's 2017. I don't even think race should be an issue at this point. But it's a little upsetting that we still have to talk about this. And
I feel like it's necessary because you need to hear different points of view about it.
Yeah.
And it's like what's going on, like what's wrong is wrong.
Yeah, it is.
Like regardless of race, what's wrong is wrong. Nobody should be dying at the hands of a policeman.
There's no life.
Anybody. Nobody should be dying at the hands of anybody for no reason. Like inside your communities, killing each other. That's not right. It shouldn't happen.
There's no life that's worth more than any other life. And in the end of the day, if a boy dies, a man dies, that's a life lost. Somebody lost, a family member lost, another family member.
Somebody's father.
I couldn't imagine that, man, losing somebody in that sense, in that way, losing somebody through violence in that way, in my own family. The anger that would be within me, knowing the love that I have for my family, it's so deep.
That's
so
what makes it so sad when you have people that justify those deaths.
Yeah,
man.
and then there's people.
Oh, but he did this. He did.
Yes.
No, come on, man.
Nah, you gotta
got killed.
man.
Got laid in the left for dead.
Sympathize,
in the street,
man. Sympathize. We all human beings, man. We all human beings. Listen, we didn't really get to touch on everything we wanted to touch on, but we just trying to do 30 minutes. Listen, please subscribe. Give us any feedback. I know all our family and friends are gonna support because we will do the same for y'all. We love everybody. We just trying to spread that.
Yeah, we just here, man.
You know what I mean?
Here to talk, man.
And we're not opposed to anybody that is against what we're saying. If you do have any feedback,
to be honest, I'd rather hear someone like to me that's more interesting. Let me hear something that is opposed
Let me learn
to what
something.
we're talking about.
I
want to learn something,
you know.
And we'll come right back. So, like I said, subscribe, please. Drop your comments. Any feedback is good feedback.
Yep.
Like I said, this is Talk That Shit.
Talk That Shit. Al, Tom, some regular dudes. You know what I mean?
Man.
You already. Listen. It's all love for everybody.
All love, man.
All love. We ain't against anything, but it's ridiculous, man. 2017, man. Let's stop the hate. Let's spread the love. Let's let the youth grow in a land without division, without looking at people differently.
Remember, it's all about the kids. The kids are our future, man. Let them grow. Stop living in a world of hate.
Yeah.
Stop spreading hate. Stop seeing color. And just
all that,
grow
man.
up amongst each other, man.
Come on.
Word.
We just people, man, trying to live. Everybody's just trying to be happy. Everybody's just trying to live on the pursuit of happiness, man. That's it. Listen, we're going to close it out. Thank you for listening.
Thank y'all, man. Please
subscribe. Please leave comments.
Word.
We love y'all.
Thank you.